All right, well, we're gonna get started. So here's the supplies that you need for this project. First off, we're making city reflections. This project is really fun because you don't need a ton of supplies, but it is very effective. And you can remake this so many times, and you can make it a little bit different each time you do this. So you need a piece of white paper. It can be a plain piece of white paper. It does not matter what kind of paper it is. You will need, let's see, so we need the paper. You need some washable markers. Washable markers are really important. Yeah, they're so fun. If you don't have washable markers, somebody asked me earlier if can they use regular markers. You can use regular markers. The whole trick with this project is you want the markers to bleed. So you want them to bleed. But if you have markers and they're not washable and they will not bleed, you have to figure out something that will kind of bleed, like maybe watercolor paint. So you can use regular markers that aren't washable, and then you can use a little bit of watercolor paint as well. And I'll kind of try to walk you through and show you how to do that. But I am going to be using washable markers. I'm using Super Tips, Crayola Super Tips, or I also have, yes, I'm very fancy today. I also have these markers. These are another one of my favorites. These are Sargent Art, and these are brush tip markers, washable brush tip markers. So the tip on them looks more like a paintbrush. See, more like a paintbrush. So those are the markers that I will be using. I like the Super Tips because you get a lot. I usually get the 50 pack, and you get a ton of colors. So I like a lot of colors. But I will be using these too because I actually like the way they color a little bit better. I like the brush tip. So those are the markers, washable markers, paper. You need a black marker as well. I'm going to use a Sharpie. I love Sharpie, so I'll be using Sharpie. Okay, and then you need some paper towels. If you don't have paper towels, you could use toilet paper. I think everybody has a lot of toilet paper. If you don't have toilet paper, you could always use tissue. So you need some sort of paper product, okay, that can soak up some of the water. And then water-wise, what you need for the water is you need a spray bottle of water. Let me grab it. So I have like a spray bottle of water right here. So there's just water in here. So that's what I'm going to be using as well. Okay, so those are the supplies we're going to be using. There's not very many supplies. That's what we're going to be using. Does anybody have any questions before we start creating the art? No questions so far? Let's see. All right. Well, the first thing that you want to do with this project is, sorry, I'm leaving some comments here before I forget. Okay. The first thing you want to do with this project is you're going to take your paper, your white paper, and you want to fold it in half. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so you can see. Zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, come a little bit closer here so I can show you these. When I start to draw, you can see it better. All right, so I'm going to take this paper and you're going to fold it in half. Now I fold it in half hot dog style. So there's two types of, you can make any city. It can be a city, it can be a neighborhood. It doesn't have to be a city. It could just be a neighborhood, like a neighborhood where you live. It should be buildings, some buildings of some sort. So there's two types of folding. There's, hot dog and hamburger. I know that sounds kind of silly, but hot dog folding is when you fold a sheet of paper so it is long and skinny. So you're going to fold this way. That's hot dog style. Hamburger style is this. It's not as long and skinny. So think about a hot dog would fit better in here, and a hamburger would have fit better this way. So we are folding this paper hot dog style, all right? So hot dog style. So when you fold your paper, here's your corners. You want to fold it up and make sure that the corners touch or the corners are kissing. Once they kiss or touch, then you can fold along this line right here. Fold along this line. Okay? Once it's folded, you want to open it back up. And now you have this nice crease right here, all right? This is your crease. This crease is going to help you decide where you're going to draw and color in your building. So from the crease up, you're going to draw all of your buildings up here. From the crease down, you're not going to do anything right now. You're going to leave it alone. Don't touch it, all right? So let's talk about buildings. So buildings come in many different shapes, many different sizes, many different forms. Actually, buildings are forms because they're 3D. So think about the types of shapes you want to use. I went through and looked at a whole bunch of different illustrations of buildings when I was getting ready to do this. And so I have some really cool funky shapes and lines that I used for this project. Yours can look however you want it to, and your building colors can look however they want. Some places, you know, if you've traveled a lot, some places have very, very, very colorful cities, like San Francisco. I've never been there. I would love to go. I have family that lives there. Why haven't I ever been there? That's so weird. But they have they have a lot of colorful buildings. I mean, like hot pink and teal and lime green. Their buildings are amazing colors. So your city can be any type of color that you want it to be. The more colorful, honestly, the better. So what you want to do is you're going to take your marker, any color marker you want, and you're going to start drawing your buildings. If you feel as though you really want to draw this out with pencil, you can do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go right to marker. Because, you know, you can color over top of marker if you make a mistake, okay? So I'm going to begin with marker. I'm jumping right to marker with this. I'm not going to worry about trying to, you know, sketch it out. But you can sketch it out if you want to. It's totally up to you. All right, so I'm going with my marker, and I'm thinking, all right, what kind of building do I want to draw first? So I have a bunch of buildings up here. You know, you can borrow any one of my building ideas. I don't mind. That's why they're here. You can draw, Carrie, that's a good question. So if you draw them with Sharpie, well, are you going to color them in with washable marker? I guess that's the most important question. If you're going to color them in with Sharpie, then the reflection will not work unless you have watercolor paint, and then you kind of have to paint that in. So I don't know. I would say if you're going to outline with Sharpie, you could outline your buildings with Sharpie and then color them in with a washable marker. So, okay, so you can outline them with Sharpie. You could draw the buildings, the outside edge of the buildings with Sharpie, and then color them in with washable marker. All right, because let me explain how this actually works. I think that will help everybody. So you draw your buildings, you color them in, you color the sky in. All right, so you have everything colored in. You can even color in the windows if you want to. Once the top portion of this is all done and colored in, then what you're going to do is you're going to take your spray bottle and you're going to spray, squirt, 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 squirt. You're going to spray the bottom of all of this right here. You're only going to spray this. After you spray that, you're then going to take this, you're going to take the top portion of it and bring it and fold it back up, and you're going to rub it really, really good. You're going to rub the paper really good like this. So your paper is going to get wet on both sides. So you rub it really, really, really good. Once you open it up, after you have rubbed it, what happens is something like this. See that? The water has gone into the washable marker, and it has spread it out and makes it so it bleeds onto the bottom portion of your paper, making it look more like a reflection. Once the top portion is dry, then you take a marker, preferably a Sharpie, and you go back in and you add your detail work. And then you can add other colors in here as well. So that's the process. I hope that makes sense to everyone. So those of you that are wondering about the washable markers and the Sharpie, now you know why we're using washable markers and where to use Sharpie and where to use the colors, the washable markers. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes? Okay. I can't see you guys, so I can only see your comments. I actually, I've been loving the Zoom art classes, because I can see everyone and they can ask questions, and I can help them with their art. With the lives, I can't really do that. So I can only see your comments. But anyway, that's the process. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started on my building. So I'm going to start on the edge here, and I'm going to think, okay, what kind of building do I want? Do I want this to look more like a big giant city, or do I want it to look like part city, part neighborhood? So think about like how you want it to look. Your buildings can be any shape you want. So I'm going to start, and I'm just going to make, I'm going to make a tall building right here. Okay, so there's my first building right here. And what you can do is you can draw them all out first if you want to do that. So maybe I'm going to grab another, I'm going to go with red. And then I think I'm going to make a smaller building here, like this. Okay, and then maybe, now I'm going to go back in and add color to these. I just want to kind of show you what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I like this. I like the shape of this one a lot. So I'm going to do this one next. Bring it up a little higher. Maybe I'll do the other side right here and then give it its rounded top. Okay, so there's that. Yellow is always hard to see. I'll bring this a little closer so you can see what I have so far. So here's what I have so far. It doesn't look quite like anything yet, just because I only have the outlines of, whoops, I'm going this way. I only have the outlines of the buildings done. All right, I need to, do you draw in the windows and the doors? You can draw the windows and the doors in. Yes, if you want to do that, you can do that. I did that for this one. I actually went in and did draw all the windows and the doors using different colors from the building. So you can do that step. Or you can wait and just draw them in with black later. Okay, my next color, I think I'm going to go with pink. I think I would like a pink building. I'm thinking that, this is more like an art city. More like an art city. Let's see. What other buildings do I really like? I think this one's super cool right here. Oh, it's kind of curved on either side. So maybe I'm going to curve it here. And then I'm going to do another one over here on this side. And then bring this down. And over. And then at the top, let's see, at the top, I want to kind of go like this. Make that shape at the top, and then half of a circle right there. Okay, so that's a building. Let's see what else I have here. I'm gonna go to my super tips. All right, super tips. I'm gonna use like this blue color. Use this blue color. Oh, church is a good idea. Yeah, I like that. It's a very good idea. I like this building a lot too. This one's really cool. There's a church in Erie that has like a tower at the top like this. It is, I believe it's a Russian church, but it has it looks like it has a Hershey kiss on the top of it. It's gold. It's really awesome. So I'm gonna make this one right here, and then this kind of comes out a little bit. Bring this down. Okay, now if you want to add some trees in, here's how you, oops, you know what? I want to add the top here too. Okay, so there's that. Kind of reminds me of like a bottle that has like a stopper in it. If you want to add some trees in, you want to draw the trees, and then you want to, after you draw the trees, you draw the building behind the trees. So it looks like this. Oh, a school building with a flag. Yes, there's so many choices. Think of all of the buildings. All of the buildings that make up your town or your city, and, you know, draw some of those. Let's see. So I'm going to show you how to draw the trees. So I'm going to take brown because, you know, the trunk of the tree is brown. And I'm going to do my trees right here. So I'm going to make the trunk. I'm not going to color these in right now. I'm going to come back and color them in. Okay, so there's the trunk of the tree, the trees. And then I have green. So I'm going to, you know, make the top of the tree. And then I'm going to do this one too. This is kind of behind this guy. Okay, so there's some trees. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer so you can see it. There we go. So this is what I have so far. I just did the outlining of my buildings, okay? And some greenery, some trees. All cities should have trees. They should have lots of trees. It keeps the air fresh. Okay, now I would like to take, you know, this area where the trees are, and I want to put a building behind it. So I'm going to make it a simple building. I'm just going to, actually, maybe I'll do two behind it. So there's one there. And then there's one there like that. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to color these in. You can color them in this way, where you leave the windows and the doors, you know, the windows I left all white. I colored in I colored in this door, or, you know, you can color them in. It's up to you. You decide how you want to color these in. You can, like I said, you can leave the windows white, or you can color the windows in. Just depends on what you want to do as the artist. Now, if you are going to draw your windows, let's look at this one over here. Look at all of the different shapes of windows. So windows can be ovals, windows can be circles, windows can be triangles, windows can be squares. Windows can be diamonds, they can be half circles, they can be, windows and doors can be really any kind of shape or line that you want. So, you know, get really creative with it. I'm going to work on mine right here. And so I think for me, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave, yeah, I think I am going to color in some of my windows and doors. Oh, the title of this project is called City Reflections. That's the title of this project. And when you're done, you'll have something that looks like this. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna draw my windows in first. I'm not gonna add too many of them, just because of time's sake. But, you guys can add as many as you'd like. Get super creative with it. The more creative, the better. I'm going to add my door in here. Okay, so there's my first building. You don't outline with Sharpie right now. You'll go back and do that later. Although if you really want to outline with Sharpie now, you can do that now, if you really want to. But chances are, I have found that I go back and outline with Sharpie later. Okay, my next building is this red one. Let's see, I'm gonna make my windows long and skinny. They are going to be rectangles. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to fill this in. Now, if you've come to art class at the studio, which lots of you have, or if you've taken another online class or watched one of the live classes, I talk about how to use the marker the most effective and efficient way. So if you color in one direction, your marker covers better and you use less of the ink and it leaves a nicer mark on your paper. So what I mean by coloring in one direction is I have this building right here, right? So I want to fill it in and I want to be able to fill it in pretty fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color in one direction. So instead of just scribbling all over the place, I'm going to go from side to side when I color this in, side to side. And what happens is I can fill it in really, really fast. And then over here, I'm going to go up and down. Fill this in, up and down. And same thing here, up and down. Okay, and I'll bring it a little closer so you can see it. You can see the lines of the marker. Okay, so I'm going to keep going and coloring these in. What color do I need next? Yellow. Yellow is always hard to see on screen. So I apologize if you're having like a little bit of a hard time seeing this. I'm going to make some bigger windows here. Maybe there's a whole bunch of doors to get in. Maybe this is like a department store. A department store, some of you might not even know what that is. A department store is a store like Macy's or JCPenney. They sell a whole bunch of stuff, not just clothes or groceries. Well, department stores don't usually sell groceries, but they sell all sorts of stuff. Furniture, clothes, shoes, home stuff, like tools, things like that. Sears was a department store. There's not a ton of department stores left. Okay, so that one's colored in. The next one is my pink building. Now your buildings can be more than one color if you'd like them to be. I think I'm going to make this one a couple different colors. I'm really excited to share with you guys the giveaway. So the giveaway, the winner will be announced on Monday. So you have all weekend to enter the giveaway. And the giveaway is art supplies. They're art supplies that are some of my favorite ones. So the giveaway includes 2 sheets of my favorite watercolor paper, 6 sheets of my favorite drawing paper, 11 tubes of watercolor paint. So you're gonna get the tubes. They last so much longer. A mixing palette, a paintbrush, a round paintbrush. What else is in there? Round paintbrush. Oh, a pack of oil pastels and 2 different Sharpie markers. So that is the giveaway. That's what's in the box, the giveaway box. And I will share how you can enter to win that. It's very easy. And I wanted to do a giveaway that is all of my favorite stuff, because, I tend to, create projects with a lot of those things. And unfortunately, the one watercolor pan, the one kit that I use, I don't have any brand new ones left because we use them a lot in the studio, and I'm waiting for an art supply order to come in. It hasn't come in yet, so maybe my next giveaway, I'll give away that. Yeah, the giveaway is art supplies. It's definitely valued over $30. I would say like $20 to $30. And it gets shipped right to you. Don't have to worry about picking it up. I will ship it right to your doorstep. If you're curious about some of the classes that are coming up, while we're working on this, I'm going to talk to you guys about these things. The classes that are coming up, Monday is really fun. Monday's project is called Nice Fish, Naughty Fish. And it is a drawing of a fish that looks very friendly. He looks very nice. He's just swimming along, minding his own business. But then you open the paper up to reveal the naughty fish. And he's after something. So Nice Fish, Naughty Fish is on, it's Monday for the free art class. Tuesday's art class on Zoom is a realistic eye. So if you want to know how to make a really realistic eye, that is what we will be doing on Tuesday on Zoom. Wednesdays we paint, and this Wednesday we are painting a sunset, a Lake Erie sunset. And then Thursday's class, I'm kind of undecided about Thursday's class. I have 2 projects, that we could do. One of them I just finished yesterday. Which would be Monet's Garden, or Monet's Japanese. It's like after Claude Monet, who is a famous artist, and you make the one where it's the bridge. It's really cool. And you use oil pastel, So maybe that will be Thursday's project. Or I have this owl that I really think would be really fun too. So I'm kind of up in the air about what project to do on Thursday. Okay, I'm almost done coloring my buildings in. Oh, how do you find the Zoom classes? The Zoom classes are on the website. It's www.rlbartstudio.com. I also, share a bunch of times about, actually, let me just type it in and you can see it. Let's see. So they're just listed. This morning, I was updating them. Okay. There's the website. So the sunset, yeah, I'll show you guys these, and let me grab them while you're coloring. All right, so this one right here, this is Monday's class. So this is Nice Fish. He looks so nice. He's just swimming along, minding his own business. Until he's not so nice. He is naughty. He's a naughty fish. He's not nice at all. So, nice fish, naughty fish. Oops. Nice fish. Well, this is nice fish. What am I doing? Nice fish, naughty fish. So this is the free class on Monday. Nice fish, naughty fish. Then on Tuesday, this is the realistic eye. This is just pencil. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, these are so fun. So fun. And the Zoom classes, sometimes I send you printables, things that you can look at, some visuals. And this one, you will be getting some visuals for this one. And then Wednesday's class, we paint, and this is what it looks like. This is an acrylic painting. If you don't have acrylic, you could use tempera. I suppose you could even use watercolor, but watercolor is like a whole different thing. But this is going to be Wednesday's paint class. So this is a sunset on Lake Erie. Specifically the peninsula. If you've been to, Presque Isle, there are these rock barriers that protect the beach. So that is what's coming up. Those are the next 3 projects that are coming up. The eye and the sunset painting, those are Zoom classes. And then Thursday's class will be a Zoom class also. Zoom classes are private group classes. And they're interactive, so I get to see you, I get to help you, you get to ask questions, and they're recorded. So when we're done with the project, I can resend the video to you so you can like rewatch it and remake it if you want to. Oh, thanks, Brittany. Oh, Vicki, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. I figured it's easier that way. Just send it right over. All right, how's everybody doing on the coloring portion? This, the coloring portion does take some time. Good art takes time. Just does. If you're buzzing through and going too fast, well, it's not going to turn out as well. You want to take your time, go slow, do your best. Don't rush it. You want it to be awesome. Hi, Matthew. Sorry. You're on your, somebody else's name. So does anybody have any questions so far? I'm going to color in the trees here. If you're new, if this is like your first time, welcome. I'm Rachel. I mean, I guess I should have said that at the beginning. I don't know if I did. I'm Rachel Berlin. I own RLB Art Studio. I'm an artist, and I'm also an art teacher. I I taught art, elementary art for, oh gosh, over 10 years. And then I resigned from teaching at a public school to open my own studio. I also teach cyber school 1 day a week on, it's just 1 day a week. I actually go to the site and teach physical art classes for kids who, you know, do cyber school, which everybody now is doing cyber school in PA. So yeah, so I do a lot. I teach a lot of classes. Usually I have, you know, I have about 30 private art students that come for art class in the studio when, you know, when they're allowed to. Right now, no one's allowed to do anything or go anywhere. So, you know, and my students that come to the studio, they're all different ages. I have adults that come. I have teenagers that come. I have preteens that come. I have elementary students that come. I even have preschoolers that come. So I teach all kinds of classes. And yes, you are going to color the sky in next. Now the sky, it can be any color that you want. If you want it yellow, you can make it yellow. If you want it blue, you can make it blue. If you want it gray, make it gray. The sky can be any color that you want it to be. So that's a little bit about me. I am a fine artist, so I do create artwork and sell it along with, you know, teaching art. That's what I do for a living. This is my job. I make art all day. Get to do that as my job. It's awesome. So, you know, now that no one's really coming to the studio, I had to figure out a way to still teach art. And so I am very grateful for technology and being able to teach classes like this. Okay. And I'm just going in and coloring in like some of the windows. And actually, for time purposes, I'm going to, you know, skip working on this. And I'm going to jump to this. Pretend like I colored it in really fast. But I'm going to go to this one just to save us some time. And I'm going to work on coloring in the windows. Let's see. I don't know if you guys, if you heard me in the beginning of class, but this morning I had Erie Times News, which is the newspaper, the local newspaper in Erie. They shared about art classes, RLB Art Studio and free art classes, which is so cool. And they also put me in the paper too. So that's very exciting. Yay! Okay, you know, usually when you're coloring, you know, buildings in and you make the windows yellow, that means that there's people home. I feel like all of the windows should be yellow because everyone is home right now. So while we're, you know, continuing coloring, I want to share with you the rules for the giveaway. So how do you enter this giveaway for the art supplies? It's very simple. Once this video is over, it will be on the on RLB Art Studio's Facebook page. So when it's over, the video will post. Once the video posts, what you're going to do to enter the contest, to enter the giveaway is number one, you're going to like the video. You want to make sure you like the video. Number two, make sure that you are following RLB Art Studio or like it. I think you follow or like it. It doesn't really matter. So you want to like both RLB Art Studio and the video. Oh, you made the sky yellow. That's a good idea. Okay, after you like it, in the comments section, you want to tag one friend that you think will like this project or will like taking art classes with RLB Art Studio. And that's it. So those are the two things that you must do in order to enter the giveaway. Because I can see, I can see if you like the comment or like the video. I can see if you're following RLB Art Studio. And then I can also see if you've tagged someone in the comments. So those are the rules. That's how you enter the contest giveaway. And the owner, what am I talking about? The winner will be announced on Monday during the free class. So I'm going to put this up here. So you're going to like RLB Art Studio and the video after it posts, or you can like it now. You're going to tag a friend, someone that you think will like this video and that will want to take art classes, and someone that maybe might want to enter to try to win the art supplies. All right. And then the winner will be announced on Monday, April 20th during the free class. So I'm going to, I'll put this over here so you can see it. So that's how you enter to win the art supplies. Okay. Now I'm not going to color in all of these windows. I'm going to leave some of them just white. Maybe I'll make a few of them. I might do a few of them black. Let's see how that looks. Black is a really strong color. So, it will show up more so than any other color. Did anybody else get all fancy today for Formal Friday? Fancy Formal Friday. I do have a dress on today, but it's a little cold out, so I had to put the fur on. But I do have a dress on. I have like these really beautiful ball gowns that I will wear once the weather gets warmer, but it's been too chilly. For the project on Monday, the nice fish, naughty fish, the only thing, you don't really need a whole lot of supplies for that one. You need a piece of drawing paper. The bigger the paper, kind of the better. So I used a 12 by 18 sheet of paper. If you don't have a big sheet of paper like that, that's fine. And you also, it doesn't have to be white paper. It could be any color, really. It doesn't really matter. And then you need some sort of coloring, utensil. You could use marker, you could use colored pencil, you could use crayon. You definitely need a pencil for that project. So you need paper, a pencil, and some sort of coloring utensil. So that's what you need for nice fish, naughty fish. All right, is everybody ready for the next step? How's everybody doing? Are you ready for the next step? How to make this look like a reflection? So to make this, project, you want to create a blurry version of your buildings that you have up here. You want to create a blurry version down here. And that will make it look like a reflection. So it could be a reflection on the water. It could be a reflection on a city street. So it just depends on, what you want it to be. Because when you look at it, it could be either way. It could be, oh, is that on a street? Or is that on water? Nobody knows. You get to use your imagination. Okay. While you're, while we're waiting a couple minutes, what you do want to do is make sure you have yourself a paper towel. You definitely need a paper towel for this step because it does get a little messy. You also might want to put some paper towels down first and then put your project on top because we are going to be spraying it. So you definitely want to do that. Okay, so you guys, a couple people are still coloring. I know this project, there's a lot of coloring. It's a lot of coloring. I'm going to go grab, this is going to be a little tricky for me to do because we want to have it, yeah, take a couple more minutes. We want to have it flat. You guys want to have your paper flat. Mine is not flat. Mine is standing up like this. While you're coloring, I'm going to show you the art supplies. Okay, for the giveaway. So watercolor paper, you will be getting 2 sheets of my favorite watercolor paper. This is 9x12 paper. Watercolor paper is extra thick. This stuff is really nice watercolor paper. It is 140 pound. When you buy watercolor paper, it's measured in pounds. So the higher the number, the thicker the paper. This paper you can use for watercolor. You can use oil pastel in watercolor. You could even use acrylic paint on it if you want to. So this is, you get 2 sheets of watercolor paper for the giveaway. You also receive 6 sheets, same size, 9x12, of my favorite drawing paper. So you get 6 sheets of this. This works really, this is really nice paper. You can use marker, crayon, oil pastel, colored pencils, Sharpie, alcohol markers, you name it, you can use on this paper. This is really good drawing paper. You're also going to get a mixing palette. You need one of these for your all the watercolor paints that you're going to be receiving. So this is a mixing palette. You're going to receive a round brush. This is a size 8. This is a size 8 round brush. I love round brushes are probably my favorite to use. Then you will be getting a 16 pack of oil pastels, the Pentel. They look like this. They're brand new. Oil pastel 16 pack. All of these are part of the giveaway. Then you will be receiving 2 Sharpies. You'll get the fine point Sharpie. Fine point Sharpie. And then you'll also receive the ultra fine point Sharpie. So you get 2 Sharpies. I love Sharpies. They are a must-have for art making. And then you're going to get 11 tubes of watercolor paint. This is watercolor paint. Tubed watercolor paint lasts a lot longer. You squeeze a tiny bit out into your mixing palette and you add water to it and you get a ton of watercolor. Plus, you can make a bunch of new colors with these, and these last forever. You will probably have, well, depending on how much art you make, you will probably have these for, at least a couple of years. I have mine. Mine have lasted forever. The eye, what kind of supplies you need for the eye? Well, if you have a bunch of different drawing pencils, like the HB, the 2B, the 6B, you can use those. You also might need a blending stick or a tortillon. I have a list of the supplies you need for each project that's held on Zoom. It's on the website, so you can see like what you need for each project. And the eye, I listed everything you need for the realistic eye. That is up on the website right now. So anyway, that's the stuff for the giveaway. I can't wait, for whoever wins to receive these things. These are some of my favorites. Some of my favorite things. All right, let's move along to, all right, it seems like everybody's ready. Let's move along to this step. So what you're going to do, you're going to take this paper and you're going to set it down on some paper towels, okay? Set it down on paper towels. Now, I can't really set mine down on paper towels because if I do that, you won't be able to see it, but there's a paper towel. I'm gonna just slide this paper towel underneath like this. Actually, I'm gonna have it stick to the tape a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna take my spray bottle and I am going to spray the bottom portion of my paper with this spray bottle, all right? So here I go, spray away. If it gets up here a little bit, that's fine. Okay, I got a good spray on there. Oh, I can start to see some things happening. Some bleeding is happening. Now what I'm gonna do is you can either pull this down or you can bring this up. So for me, it's gonna be easier to go this way. So I'm going to fold it back up and I'm gonna rub it. Rub it, rub it, rub. Rub, rub, rub. Rub it really, really good. Okay, rub it good. Now, you definitely don't want to have giant puddles of water on your paper. That will, that's going to ruin your paper, and it might make it way too, it might, Maggie, I'll answer your question in just 1 second, okay, hon? Don't add a ton of water. Do a little bit at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to pull it down and see what I have. It's like magic. Ooh, it's starting to work. Oh, isn't that cool? Okay, so now that I have this, let's see. I'm going to bring it a little closer. I'm going to do this. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so there's the top. There's the bottom. You can see that it's starting to show up. Now, I want it to show up a little bit more. So what am I going to do? I'm going to spray the bottom again, fold it up again, and then rub it. Massage it. Give it a massage. Now, what you might notice, and this will probably happen, so don't stress out about it, is the top portion up here. This portion up here, it might get a little blurry and fuzzy, and that's okay. You can go back in once it's dry and you can touch it up. That's going to happen. That's a normal thing for it to happen. Okay, so what I'm going to do again is I'm going to come back here and I'm going to spray some water on the bottom. Spray it again, especially the spots where there's no color. Okay, I'm done spraying. Now I'm going to lift it up. Yep, it will smear. It'll smear. I'm going to do this. If you're worried about it smearing, maybe you're going like this too hard. Maybe you can tap and just kind of pat it a little bit. It will smear. Let me show you the one that I did. Where's the other one I did? Look at this one. Look at how much smearing happened on this one. It's really hard to make out the buildings. Okay? But that's okay, because once it's dry, you go back in and you touch it up. And I'll show you how to do that on this one, because this one obviously won't be dry. Okay. Rub it or pat it. And I'm going to pull it down. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah. It's starting to look pretty good. I think I might need to spray. I'm noticing that right here, I'm not getting much color. So I'm going to spray that pretty good. And over here pretty good. And I'm going to make sure I concentrate on rubbing that part. So fold it up and rub this. And rub over here too. There we go. Just those corners. Those corners are really tricky. That's okay. They will smear. Pull it down, and there we go. Oh, I got a little spot right here that's still, it's not quite right. I'm going to pull it back up, rub it again. It's kind of like you have to keep checking it. Now, if yours like smeared really, really bad, don't worry about it. You can always touch it up. Look at this one. This one's smeared everywhere. It's all over the place. You can't even tell like which side is the reflection and which side is the regular buildings. It's okay. I'm just gonna, I think this one was the original up here and it got smeared. This one's smeared really bad, but that's fine. That's part of this project is the smearing. You know, you're using water and washable markers. That's going to happen. Plus, you know what else? This is your first try. So you might have to try it again. This is just a new technique that you're learning. All right, so that's what I have. I'm still not happy with this spot right here. So I think what I'm gonna do is just give it another squirt right there, a couple squirts, and then fold it up and tap it again. I can kind of peek and see what I have too. How's it look? Oh, it's getting better. It's starting to fill in a little bit better. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna let this dry completely. I can't do anything else to this until it is dry. You're not gonna be able to do anything else with yours until it is completely dry. The part that you want to dry is the top portion. The bottom portion you don't really have to worry about, but the top portion is what you want to dry. If you want to speed the drying, you can use, you can put it in front of a heater, but hold it in front of the heater and don't hold it too close. Actually, ask your parents to help you with this. Or you can use a blow dryer and you can, blow it with the blow dryer. Don't hold it too close though, because it will catch on fire and burn. Ask your parents for help. So let this dry completely. Once it's dry, once it is dry, you will probably have something that looks like this. So this one is smeared. This one has the color smeared, but that's okay. How long does it take to dry? It kind of depends on how much water you added to your picture. It paper dries pretty fast. So it really just depends on how much water you added. So I would say like, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, maybe less, depending on, the temperature in your house, or if you put it in front of a heater, or if you use a blow dryer to dry it. So it depends. But I'm going to show you how to jazz this back up again. So I'm going to move this wet one out of the way. It's going over here. Goodbye. Okay. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to show you how I would jazz this one up because it's smeared. Chances are yours probably smeared too. Now, when I do this next step, I use a black Sharpie marker. I got to grab my Sharpie. I use a black Sharpie and I outline the buildings first. So I'm going to outline my buildings first. So I'm going to start, I guess I'll start over here. Outline this one. I'm going to outline this one. Once your paper is completely dry too, you can go back over top with your original color. So you can go back over top with your original, You can go back over top with your original color. Oh, you're welcome, Nadia. I hope you had fun. Okay, so you can go back over top, like I said, with your original color. Then I'm going to make my, I'm just going to kind of go in here and make some more details. So I'm adding more details back in. I go over top, so I'm going to show you what you can do with your markers once it's all dry. So I'm going to grab, I'm going to go back to my marker and I'm going to color right over top of that green. Maybe I want to jet up a little bit again. I want the colors to be stronger. And if it did blur, that gives you the chance, you know, to kind of change things up. Because you can go over top of your buildings with like a darker color, or maybe change something a little bit. Okay. So does anybody have any questions about this project or about any art supplies or what's coming up? The Nice Fish, Naughty Fish project is Monday. That will be the free Facebook class. Oh, I'm so glad, Maya, you had fun. I'm so glad you liked this project. Oh, you're welcome, you guys. You're welcome. I'm so glad they turned out really well. Yay! That's awesome. So I'm going to keep designing this. Oh, it's almost done. Good, 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 good. Now, one thing that you want to keep in mind is the reflection is meant to be fuzzy. It's meant to be blurry. So you don't want to do anything down here. You want to just leave this alone. This part's done. Just leave it alone. Do not touch it. This is the part that you can design and jazz up. All right, so if you look at this one, this finished one, these ones have been all designed and jazzed up using Sharpie. This down here, this is the reflection. So it's blurred, it's fuzzy. You don't want to do anything to this. You want to leave it alone. So you want to leave it alone. All right. I want everybody think about this. You can make this project again, right? You can do the same technique, use the same supplies, but instead of doing buildings, you could do something completely different. You could do a field of flowers. You could do what else? Like a forest. You can do so many different things up here, and then you do the same steps. You know, you color it all in, and then you spray the bottom, you fold it, you rub it, you open it, and you kind of do the same thing a few times. And then you let it dry, and then you go back and you redesign the top portion of it. So you don't have to just do buildings. You can do kind of any type of subject that you want, okay? So I hope that you guys enjoyed this project and Formal Friday in my fancy attire. Again, be sure to enter the giveaway. Here are the rules. I'll be posting them. Make sure you like this video after it posts or now. You can also share the video if you want to. Make sure you are following and RLB Art Studio. This will make it so you get alerts when new things come about. There's also a group you could join. And for the giveaway, make sure tag a friend in the video comments that you think would like this project or would like one of the projects that are being offered, or maybe they want to enter to win the giveaway. So I hope that everybody has a wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for, donating to the studio. It really means a lot. I am so blessed that so many of you love art and love taking classes with me. So thank you so much. And I will see you on Monday at 11:45 a.m. and we will be making the Nice Fish, Naughty Fish. That's all I have. So I'm going to hop off. The projects are falling on me. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. It's snowing in Erie right now. Great, snowing. It's winter again. Oh, you're welcome, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Happy Friday.